Oh, okay. Eh, it's fine. um, is this a good idea? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. um, here, let's. Can I? There. That should be a little better. I don't have. Uh, uh. I should have thought about setup before I hit the stream button, but you know how it is with me.
When has that ever stopped you before?
Hey, it's. You know how it is.
Do we?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Isn't this business as usual? But I don't know what I'm doing, and
And we don't know either. So yes, it is business as usual. What is the inspiration for tonight?
um, I don't know. I was gonna line
Okay.
that the stupid drawing that I posted like at 5 a.m. that I thought was a bad idea.
What's stupid about it?
Uh,
It's very good. Oh, zooming in. Okay. Interesting.
I kind of have to.
No, it's just where you're zooming in. Very funny. What?
It's fine.
It is fine. It's better than fine. It's very good.
Baby. Okay. Okay, Diesel.
Did you say Zigzagoon?
I did. I'm okay. Actually not all here today.
That's fine. We're here to witness this, whatever this may be.
Right.
Yes.
Even when I drew this at like 4 a.m., I was like, I should stop.
And you didn't. And we all benefited from it.
I don't know if benefit's the right word.
No, I'd say this is a net positive.
Damn, look at that boy.
Oh my god.
Hi, Ian.
That was a good boy.
Is it?
Very good.
Ian, the stream's just started. Control yourself.
Ian, did you even know this Pokemon existed before, like, yesterday?
I have seen it, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but he might have seen it because of you specifically, like
You
a
do
week or two
you've
ago.
posted pics of it before.
Yeah.
What?
okay. So interesting story.
Uh-huh.
I thought Zigzagoon eventually evolved into Zangoose. Uh, so so I remember catching a Zigzagoon and constantly leveling it, waiting for it to turn into Zangoose, and I'm like, Where's Zangoose?"
Oh no.
Well, you
Cody, I'm
got
sure the
something
internet
from
existed.
that eventually. Josh, why do you have to take it to a
I
mean
couldn't
place
be
right away?
bothered to look it up. Like, I'm over here leveling my Zigzagoon, and I get this weird Linoon thing, and I'm like, this is weird, but
Isn't
where's my Zigzagoon?
isn't Lanoon decent or something?
Is it?
I don't know.
Eh.
I remember friends always going like, "Oh yeah, you use it to farm for stuff."
Okay.
Well, if it was, I didn't care. I just wanted my Zangoose,
Well, you just go up a few more routes, and there you go.
and I was sorely disappointed when it didn't evolve into a Zangoose. I felt betrayed and lied to, so
What did you feel
I
more
put him in the
betrayed from?
timeout.
That or the what was it, Pseudo Udo?
Well, no, for Sudowoodo, it's more like an ongoing joke. like it's constantly mocking me. Where every
I feel like
time
that
I
for the
fight
entire
it,
franchise.
or like every time I see one, by the time I see it, I've forgotten that it's rock type. So I'll go in with like fire or something. And I'm like, oh wait, what? And then I have to remember it's rock type again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll remember for a long time, only for me to run into it again, but by then I've forgotten again, and it's just a repeating cycle.
You know, I don't think I've ever played any Gen 3 Pokemon with Zangoose in it. Because I definitely played Sapphire and I played Emerald, and I'm seeing here that Zangoose is in either.
Where does he come from? Like, what's his pre-evolution?
He doesn't.
It's just a one stage thing. He does have an
Oh.
analog, which is what I had, which is Seviper, because it's like a Mongoose and Cobra sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I had Ruby, so I got this lad.
And that also made me realize that's probably why I don't know, like, Ursaring and Teddy Ursa, like, where they come from Gen 2, is because they weren't in my version.
Oh.
They were exclusive. I had Donphan and Phanpy.
Oh, that's just the better evolution, like line. So.
I mean, it is, for sure. But
So it's all good.
it's not a rerun Eclipse. This is a brand new take on, yeah, Pokemon Emerald. It's good. I like it. I'm still upset that I spent like a week and a half searching for a fucking Phoebus. It was worth it once. It was satisfying when I got it, but like, oh my gosh.
Is that
Nothing
like a
from
1%
Emerald.
spawn rate
I
one?
can tell you that my favorite starter is nothing from Emerald, and I will just leave it at.
That's fair.
What do you have against Trico?
It has a butt for a head.
It's
Actually-
fine.
My favorite
It's-
starter is
It
Takushi.
matches its tail.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You know what? Ian's the big brain one over here.
Josh.
If I played the gen with him in it, I would use mods to cheat him in right away, so he'd be my starter.
You know, that's fair. That does remind me of when I would like play and I like we hacked it so like you could start with like a Mew. That was fun. Red and blue.
That's my name, Diesel.
Oh, favorite
Uh,
starter Eclipse. I don't. Do I have one?
That's not Chikorita.
Do you like any starters?
Let's put a pin in that.
Oh, I was gonna say Incineroar, but that's his like third stage. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I'm like thinking of like the base forms. Like, do I love any of them?
I mean,
But
do,
overall, like, what's your favorite starter overall with like all of them combined?
he doesn't think of
trying.
starters that way.
Incineroar, right?
I mean,
the best one
he's
is
pretty good, but
the best one is Rowlet and Decidueye. Decidueye is like my favorite Pokemon, but I understand that this is not everyone's take. But I love my owl with the hoodie. He's very good.
I
He's
like the
Ghost type, and
final
I love Ghost
Evo. I
type.
was never really that fond of Mukuro, the first evolution.
Yeah, but here's why you're wrong, Josh. When you're in battle, he will turn his head completely around just to stare at you, which, like, nowadays
Are we
with
talking about
Arceus, like
Rowlet?
that's not bad. Yes, nowadays that's not as exciting in Arceus because like every Pokemon looks at you in battle, including the opposing Pokemon when they kill one of yours, and it's just like threatening, and that's fun. But before then, the fact that Rowlet would just be like turn around and just stare at you was good.
That sounds fun.
The heck is a Cinderace?
Is that Ace
Eclipse,
Burn,
that's
the
not
bunny?
too surprising. Yeah, that's the final form of the
Oh,
bunny.
it's like the bunny dude. Okay, He's-
It's
cute.
fine.
he's cute. That's
It's
all I get.
Raboot's better, but not in that context.
Rabifoot
Oh my god, the
break
Gigantamax
dances,
version.
like Rabifoot break dances in the anime, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And
It
hi,
becomes
Billy
a
Bob
moody
Joe. Welcome.
teenager.
Oh, Billy's here. Hello.
Yeah,
I can't wait
Billy
till Josh
with the
sees
good
the
taste.
Gigantamax Cinderace.
Oh my god.
It's badass.
Voting for Haas.
What?
We welcome people who vote for Haas here into the streams.
No.
Good
All
choices.
Haas voters, get out. We don't want you.
That's false.
I mean, Josh channel, he didn't say anything. So we don't need you.
This Haas voter also voted for Temptations Valid. So, like, in general, a great person.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, see, Josh is fine with it. Get the fuck out.
Josh,
What? No, I meant
my
with like
God.
You have no
Temptations
power
Valid
here.
in the voting. Like that was fun.
We could bully your whole chat out of here if we wanted to, and you do nothing.
I mean, that's
God.
probably true.
You bottom bitch.
Lux, it is kind of odd Eclipse only because Luxray, like, kind of freezing cold and dead. At least in the movie.
Oh, now I gotta look at the Luxray.
Luxray's cool. He's cool enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been using him. Okay.
I
It's a
agree
part
with
of
both
the,
those statements, Billy.
The Sinnoh Holy Trinity.
Does Sinnoh have a holy trinity?
Yes,
Other than
it's a
overdesign?
set of Pokemon that like nearly everyone who plays Gen 4 has on their team.
Everyone who played Gen 4 all had the same team.
No.
Pretty
Garchomp is
much.
ugly.
There are
You
so few
can't
variants in
prove
Gen
that.
4 that, like. Because there were Pokemon that were just so much better than the others that there was, like, no reason not to use the same team over and over again. And that's one reason why I don't like Gen 4.
Oh no, the team wasn't based on viability. It was just which Pokemon people liked the most and thought were cool.
Those are the same, though.
Well, then it's pure coincidence, and you still can't prove it.
Because you have, like, most people use Garchomp. Most people use Staraptor. Most people use Floatzel. Most people will use, like, what are other Pokemon from that gen? Like those
Do
are
people
kind of the
use
main ones. You
Floatzel?
like and Luxray. You see like those often.
Can you not name my platinum team, please?
So what you're
I
saying is
guess-
that I'm correct.
Yeah.
You're wrongfully correct.
That's been a meme for Gen 4 forever. Is people will say post your team and they'll post a stock photo because everyone had that team.
Yeah, well, you only guess 4 out of my 6 Pokemon, so
That's more than half.
yeah.
Because it's Gen
But-
4.
The other 2 are wholly unique.
Diesel, same here, but like, apparently I'm just wrong, and people just stick with like the earliest Pokemon. I do have a newfound love for Floatzel though, but only because of Arceus, and it makes me regret that I didn't use it earlier. Yeah, Eclipse. What's the story for Josh?
Oh,
Let's hear it.
I'm excited. Wait, you didn't use Floatzel back in Gen 4, Fane? Like, he's so good there.
I didn't realize he was, and I was upset that Weasel, who was extremely cute, turned into that. But I've grown to appreciate the design.
Because they thought it was a good idea for Floatzel to be able to learn moves to counter its own weaknesses.
I mean, that's like all Gen 4 does.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It's a
Mhm.
fun Pokemon game, especially Platinum, because no matter what you're up against, they have counters. It can be really fun.
Maybe. I don't think I'll ever be able to play it. Just
No,
because
you won't.
I don't
That's
ever
fine.
want to have to, like, dig out a DS from my closet.
Just emulate it.
No.
Josh doesn't know.
It's not that hard.
Okay,
We've
look,
gone over this.
Josh
Doesn't
has
happen.
technical troubles with simpler things.
This is facts, though.
Like the man was too lazy to like unplug and like plug back in his fucking tablet or some shit for Photoshop earlier.
Hey, I got it all done.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you're drawing the horny Zangoose picture.
Yeah.
Floppy, hello.
What do you mean that this is horny? This is just the Zangoose laying down,
Mm-hmm.
minding his
Spread it.
business.
Spread legs, arms behind the head. I mean, like, nothing horny there at all.
Billy,
You
He
put an
knows.
extra amount of
We
detail into
have-
the chest.
we have educated him on this.
Oh,
That's
he'll never
not
get
going to
it.
stop him because he's decided that it's funnier when he gets a rise out of specifically Ian.
I mean, he
But I
already
mean, in
says
general.
Artemi. He ain't gonna get married right after.
I love how
Oh,
those
that's right.
two people
Speaking of
complain
which,
about, but not Hamish.
Where
Hammer's fine.
Oh, that reminds me. I watched the recent part of Supernova, and the dossier is back with a vengeance.
Oh gosh.
I did see
Oh,
that
God.
comment, even though I haven't watched the videos.
No.
Did you say dossier? Fuck.
I said dossier.
I mean,
It's back.
Did you say dossier?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, impressive.
a dossier, but that's okay.
Oh,
This
yeah,
time.
it's close enough.
It is close enough for you. That's a strong showing.
It was more that I just paused when the word showed up. And I had to think about it for a second.
Is this going to be a story about you eventually losing and then overcoming that?
Oh, I grew up with emeralds and.
Or is it just a story about you constantly defeating your friends?
Oh,
Damn. In one of the latest Minotaur videos,
Because the second one's
there was
funny.
there was a good fuck up moment in there, but I didn't timestamp or anything. I have to go back and see it.
oh no.
Like
'Cause if
you
you're
like
just
you read a line and you went on to the next line, and then you just like reread the line because you like completely fucked it up or something. It was good.
That
You
sounds
just sounded
like
really
me.
confused. You're just like, because the line started with what, and you're just like, what?
Am I reading my own thoughts? I'm now
Oh,
confused. I'm
$10
constantly
is a lot on
confused
the
by the
line.
narration in that game, though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, you're not alone. It's
Sorry,
confusing.
which one? I was reading Eclipse's story.
just Minotaur Hotel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That happens. Although, again, if you know, we've talked about this about the whole narrator thing. So, at that point during the end of chapter 13, had you realized by then that the narrator was not you?
I assume when the ghosty man showed up.
Okay.
Ghost.
Are you thinking the ghosty man is the narrator?
That's what that was my
Which
first impression.
Ghosty man you talking about?
Okay.
Androgynous.
Okay, I won't say any more. That's extremely funny, but we'll go with it.
No. Oh no. Look, reading's hard. I find comprehending words when reading, it's difficult.
Look, that's not a bad theory at this point. Although they do mention we, but that's okay.
Okay.
Look, the important thing is it's the topic.
I mean, how much thought does Josh put into things?
Oh fuck! Don't do this to me.
Don't call him out.
Hey, you're doing good. I'm sorry.
I'm trying.
You're a good boy.
Oh, there we go.
Do you have Cynthia's team, or are you the one with the shiny Giratina and Dialga?
Look, he says, imagine this guy with basically Cynthia's team about to fight this guy. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's the comment.
So I assume that means, like, Eclipse is the one with the shiny Giratina?
That's what I was thinking, but
But this is my reading comprehension, so, you know, you take that with a grain of salt.
I'm just curious about where this is going.
Is Dialga?
Because
is
I
that
feel
one of
like
the
that's a-
legendary Pokemons.
Yeah, Giratina is as well.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Is Dialga the one with the bird hands that we saw last night? Wings?
No, that was Lugia. Dialga is a Gen 4 Pokemon. Lugia is sleek with a beer belly. Dialga is just like
Oh, he's
an
like a horse.
explosion.
It's a horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's like a
He's a
weird
table.
computer error.
Chair table.
Josh destroying is so fucking horny. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, yes.
Selkie?
Shake it for
Selkie?
us.
Selkie?
Yeah.
This is toned down compared to Chikorita.
Yes, but like
I
this
don't
is
know.
this is for him. This is his kind of horniness.
What?
This is
How do you know
gay
the other
horny.
one
This is the
isn't?
good horny.
What do you mean, what? You're the one who drew fucking Chikorita with their mouth open, just dripping. Like, that had to come from somewhere. And it came
No.
from you.
I was looking at a bunch of reference art. They all had like drool and shit.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so you just had that.
Yeah.
You had that on reference. It's like right on hand.
Well, I googled Ahagao face, and there you go. I didn't think too hard about that. Nor the drawing itself,
But yeah.
apparently.
What are you talking about?
Are you testing out colors? What's this?
Yeah, because Zangus is red.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? But he's white. Are you gonna make like his? He needs more than one color. Actually, he's already white in the thing. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah.
See, I got there.
So you were so that's what happened is you were like, in my version of the story, Cyrus wins. Because you were beating up Cynthia with what Cyrus wanted. You're using those legendaries. And you're just like, Cynthia, shut up. I win this time. And you took your $10 and the world was erased.
I always forget that Cyrus is a villain. And by that I mean like a character.
That's scary. Oh, okay. That's, you know what? That's probably good for him. That's what he wanted. He just wanted nothing.
He
That's
just
his
wanted
whole
the quiet
story.
life.
Is he's like, I just wanted things to be erased, including myself. So that he's erased from your mind is probably good for him.
Oh, there. See?
Cyrus is a chump though. Couldn't even
His,
control Giratina.
his goal was just erase everyone. Nice.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a special
he,
fellow. People really like him because he's edgy.
You know, he was like,
not
the
even hot,
only
though."
way to fix the
I know.
world is to destroy all of time and space and just start from scratch.
Yeah, but he didn't really want to start from scratch.
I have not played Pokemon
He just wanted
Solar
everything
Eclipse.
gone.
I don't know what that is, actually.
If you want the
Isn't that
one
that
who is
old,
like wants to erase everything and start over, that was Team Flare.
That's, you know, that is true. I honestly forget what the motivation for Team Flare Dude was, because wasn't it something to do with like it, they kind of blend together at a certain point. Like wasn't he the one who something about like beauty or something like that.
Yeah, it's like beautiful, beautiful, but like once you actually beat him and you talk to the professor is just like, he kind of had a bit of a point about overpopulation, which is like one something the villain never mentions, not once. It's the professor bringing it up, and two is like, are you okay, Professor? D- Do you need to go sit down somewhere? Like, and okay, here's my other problem with that is it's like, oh no, the world is overcrowding. Like, maybe if you were using black and white, that would have made sense, but like the big main city is so empty compared to black and white with all of its sprites that it's just like, what are you talking about? There's nobody here.
Yeah.
Well, in black and white, they were focused on making like, I guess, Pokemon PETA, basically.
Not even. That was their like front. Getsus was just obsessed with power, and he's like, if everyone throws away their Pokemon, I can have power easily.
It's a
So
big
he
brain move.
thought he could.
I mean, Getsus is.
Well, I
big
mean,
brain.
no, because he thought he could get everyone to get rid of their Pokemon by emulating PETA, and that was his first mistake. By thinking people would take that seriously.
Yeah, the only one who really did was N, who is like a very special boy.
I mean,
He
Okay,
he
is
is special.
very,
Ferris wheel.
very special.
Take you on a date on a Ferris wheel.
That was a nice date.
Oh, are we talking about Ferris wheel dates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
my-
Pokemon, you can
There's
basically.
there's a Ferris wheel date in Tennessee.
In what route?
Just throwing that out there.
Is that?
June.
Oh, it's not worth it.
Oh, you bitch.
Getsus was just a Sith Billy, but like, he was like. No, he just was, because that's fair. Like, being so smart you're stupid is like kind of a thing.
Smart
Like,
in Star Wars? I don't believe that.
he's. God. I love Getsus. I love that he just like full on assaults Lily in
I remember that.
Ultra Sun and Moon. Just like, you know what, Getsus, you do you.
I mean, he kept his self
Have
image on
fun.
brand. He was very on brand.
He
with that.
did. He was like, ha ha ha, Giovanni thinks he's the one in control, but really I'm just propping him up as a false king while I'm the one behind the scenes. But like, you defeat him before you even face Giovanni, and that's when he gets bitter and pushes Lily. And it's just like,
Mm.
calm down. You're nothing. You've never been anything. That's fine.
Such
Don't
a
worry
baby.
about it, Getsus. Like, I appreciate that you think this about yourself, and I appreciate it more because you're wrong. Because that's funny.
Battle Simulator. Okay. I have not
Yeah.
used that Eclipse. I'm sorry.
Guys, I have an hour
An
I
hour
have an
until Elden
hour.
Ring.
and 23 minutes till Elden Ring. Pretty
Yep.
exciting.
Okay.
It's
you
pretty
had it?
exciting. I already did a
Already
countdown for some friends in Brazil. I was just like, hey, got an hour left. Single digits.
Ian, I'm guessing you have it pre-downloaded.
Oh yeah,
And now
Nice.
it's out for them and they're playing and you're not.
yeah, that's so bullshit. It should release one time for right?
There wouldn't be
It
a
should be
point in like
based
time
in-
zones then.
And it should be based in our time zone and like the U.S. Fuck
Oh
everybody
my
else.
god.
Oh my god.
Is
Oh
for
my
the best,
god.
more important.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm more important. Is that better?
Yeah.
Better.
Sure.
I mean, I like that phrasing.
Am I a
more.
nerd? These people are more of a nerd than I am. I mean, I guess I am. Like, have you heard these people?
Which people?
You hear
Of
Josh?
what people?
Josh.
Josh isn't a nerd per se. He's like
We
Okay, he is a weeb. That's true.
he's otaku in a scary way.
What? What does that even mean in the modern age?
Look, you're the type of person who would like have a dojin, but you just don't because you're too like upset. Like I think you're like you could be somebody who takes out your frustrations that way, but you don't want to give yourself that satisfaction, so you just like carry on that bitterness
No.
elsewhere.
uh what dojin would I even own?
I don't know. Oh God, Ian, what type of popcorn? Also, don't answer that. I don't want to be upset tonight.
Maybe it's regular popcorn. Maybe just regular.
we can hope.
He says that he just pops regular popcorn and stuff.
In his bag,
Yeah.
the popcorn that he'll the popcorn that he throws away if it lands on the floor. But again, wings, those are fine.
And the corn as well.
We stand floor wings here.
Mm.
When I hear otaku in a scary way. In fight in Japan. Oh my god. I actually don't like cosplay, I'll be honest. At least for myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
So many people are like, Josh, you should
Aren't you
cosplay with me
adults?
and go to a convention. And I'm like, no. No.
And what are all those belts you have for?
That's for me to feel powerful.
That
That's essentially
yeah. It's not. This is what I mean by otaku in a scary way. Like he has these weird standards. Like he's judgmental of certain things, and then is like completely oblivious with others, and like maybe not even oblivious, but he doesn't care, and that's terrifying.
I had to just give up that people like the same things that I like.
Ian,
In the otaku sphere, anyway.
Like- again, what you said to me is that you'd love to cosplay Alvin, but that would just be Zigbar.
I mm. I don't know how to feel about that.
Gon is a loser. It's okay. The show is at its best when he's not the main character. I haven't
Who?
read the manga, so I can't comment on that. But
I read
Gon from Hunter x
5
Hunter?
volumes of the manga.
Oh,
It's an
I
incredibly
haven't
well
seen-
put together manga, which is why I'm like, why would I ever watch the anime? Since there's 2 different adaptations.
oh my god. So you haven't even gotten to the best part, the best arc.
No, I'm a big fan of that mangaka, so it's always been on like the back burner of like, oh, I'll know I like it, so I'll finish it later.
Awful.
And I know that like the best arc is like what Greed Island because it's a card game anime. So
No. No. I swear to God, Josh. Don't even joke. Greed Island has like one good moment.
But I hear he put so much research into the card game aspect.
Yes, and the characters talk about it and nothing happens. And I'm just like, please stop talking about cards.
That sounds so
Like-
wonderful.
Oh my god. You would. Like, there's so much just like commenting on what's happening instead of things like actually happening. And it's just like, and it's funny because that frustration is actually like what I think is the show's greatest strength in the next arc, which is my favorite arc. And it's just like, I don't understand it. Maybe because it's like an off-screen narrator compared to like people just like doing that whole Pokemon thing, where it's just like, wow, here's what's happening, and I don't like that in anime. I know that's like 50% of it, but I just am like, it's too much.
No, I love hearing how divisive that specific arc is. It seems like one of those arcs where it's like you either love it or you hate it. And I
Which
don't know
one,
where I
Greed
fall on that
Island
spectrum.
or Chimera Ant? Because Chimera Ant is like extremely divisive, and I fucking adore it.
I know that the Japanese audience likes Chimera Ant.
So they have taste, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah. I don't look up what like the US thinks about Shonen Jump manga. That seems like a waste of time. So
Oh my god. Look, it's different. I get why it reads as double standards. It's the execution of it that's different, and I think a lot of it is that the narration for Greed Island arc is happening present tense, what's happening on screen, whereas Chimera Ant arc, everything that they're commenting on is commenting on the current situation in past tense. So they're like, so this happens, and they like realize like they don't realize this is why they're gonna think this, but eventually they're gonna think this. Like, so I'm doing such a bad job, but essentially.
no, I've read like
everything
a
the
little bit
narrator
of
is
why
saying-
people like that
Yeah.
arc like narratively. So I understand.
Yeah, it's like it's giving us information that we wouldn't have just by viewing it, and it feels more like I guess like what you would get from a manga, but also it feels more like what you would get from a novel, because you're really just getting into people's mindsets at that point. So it's less action focused, even though there's tons of action happening. I don't know. I get why people find it boring, because a lot of people think it's incredibly slow.
Yeah.
I was engaged the entire time, whereas with Greed Island, which
I also kind of
I'm
stopped.
not-
I also stopped reading because I was like, this is never ending. And
To be fair, where they end the 2011 adaptation is probably a decent stopping point for the series. If they don't continue, it's probably fine.
they probably won't for the anime adaptation.
Oh yeah, not for the anime. I know the manga's still going, and I don't know what's happening there. But just like I have a feeling when they were doing the anime, they knew that like there wasn't gonna be enough, because they kind of built in like its own like main goal, and they get that main goal to happen, and it's fine.
Well,
So,
they knew
it
that going
works.
in because of the author.
Yeah, so that's fine.
And he said that like he doesn't really like he almost does Hunter x Hunter as a hobby at this point.
I mean, that's probably fair. It's better to treat it as a hobby than to like die from working on it.
Well, that's why he canceled his most popular manga while writing it.
Was that Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, my boyfriend is
Oh my God,
still
Josh,
upset
you
about
reset?
that.
What?
Do you reset? Oh nope, my fucking stream decided to go back. Oh my god, it always does this. Okay, good.
What was it,
At
like
least
a
I
half an
noticed.
hour? Okay, that's good.
What the fuck?
Because
Why did they do that?
I remember reading like the author's note for after Yu Yu Hakusho ended is him apologizing for canceling his own manga.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
And him just going like, I'm sorry, but also I'm not finishing. And I kind of love how ballsy that was.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I still like, as much as I love Hunter x Hunter, I still don't know what the hell a hunter is, which I find very funny.
Don't worry,
Like,
the
I
writer
get it,
doesn't
but like,
either.
I don't understand why it's called. I know.
He just
was
thought it sounded
101% One of those things where it's like, it sounds cool.
Yeah,
no,
like
it is entirely that. Diesel, don't worry about it. It's fine.
By the way, I popped my popcorn. I didn't eat the cum drizzled popcorn. Okay, I made my own.
Okay.
Is it just regular popcorn?
Oh yeah, it was just
This time?
seeds that I popped.
Okay.
Yep.
No, like
Okay.
fucked up
What
sugar
is-
popcorn or whatever?
So what
No.
is Water Cats? I haven't heard of this.
it's like a book
Oh my
series,
God.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a
About a bunch
like a
of
young adult,
cats.
I think.
Isn't it like
Maybe
furry
young and
shit,
young,
but for not furries? That's always the way it's come
No.
across.
Yeah.
to me.
That
Yeah. Like it's like
that's
brutal stuff, like
one
they
way
kill
to
each other and
describe
stuff
it.
like that in it, but it's cats.
What? So it's like Watership Down.
Furries
You know, like-
for non-furries is just NFTs.
Yeah.
It feels like it with how they talk about that franchise. uh, uh,
No, and I
Oh.
get that, Billy. I just don't understand like why they would call that a hunter.
Gosh, I like those tufts.
don't worry about it.
They're nice.
Very good.
That was the mistake.
Yes, explain
I
to us.
shouldn't have included that.
No, you absolutely should have.
Why?
I don't know.
That's just
It's good.
it's his
Yeah.
pits. They're gonna puff up a bit. That's how it is.
Honestly, no. I'll keep my mouth shut. I currently am enjoying this trend you're on right now.
What? What trend?
Oh damn, that was a good curve.
What do you mean, what trend?
What has been the focus for like the past week?
The Pokemon critique streams.
Like every
of
single
course.
time you say it's a mistake, and yet the next thing you draw is like that, but just pushing it a little bit further.
Yeah, did you share your other sketch to your Twitter followers?
No,
I
because
don't think
I
you did.
kind of gave up on it, so I'm not gonna finish it.
No, you can't say that.
You have to finish that
You
one.
have to finish it.
I
For me.
didn't like how the
For
draft
us.
turned out.
For us. Well, just
Oh my-
do it again.
I mean, I thought it was good.
It's really
It had a lot of like mistakes and errors in it that I didn't. I basically would just have to start over.
Do it for him. That is to say, do it for her. Do you like that reference?
I'm gonna get a drink.
It's a good reference. I was gonna make the joke if you didn't. You don't drink. That's the fact that. Never mind. Never
Okay.
mind. We're
What,
just
Josh,
gonna-
what is the issue with it? It looks fine.
That's the problem.
Okay.
No, it's an artist thing. He's too self-conscious.
Okay.
Have a good chug.
Well, I didn't chug it for one thing. Uh, I took a sip. It's all fine. Ah.
You should have a Patreon goal on your Patreon to where once you reach a certain amount, you will drink on stream once. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No.
Yes.
That just sounds like such a terrible idea.
Or you can make a poll. Should I drink next stream? Yes or no?
You all would just say yes.
I would say no.
I would actually say no as well.
Oh my god. Is Darian a drinker?
Yeah. He's drinking on
Okay, cool. He can help
on
you
the
out.
Echo playthrough before.
Perfect. He'll hook you up. It's all good.
Because Johnny was a big drinker and he left a bunch of his alcohol at the apartment.
Can't let it go to waste.
And Darian was like, guess I have to.
That's pretty much, yeah,
Okay.
That was his excuse, air quotes.
yeah.
You know, the sad thing is I could see that not being an excuse for him, and him just genuinely feeling bad, forcing himself to drink, and then being like upset about it.
He likes drinking like a little bit, from what I understand. He mostly does it when I'm not around, so.
That's no fun.
Because apparently
It's
Johnny is a
fine.
social drinker, so he only drinks when there's people around, so he usually drags Darian along.
That's fun.
And Darian is an antisocial drinker.
He doesn't really care, but he doesn't like drinking too much. Like, he's not like an everyday kind of guy, but just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, maybe I'll have a drink today.
Yeah.
Though the weird thing is that Johnny is a social, like, cooker. So he only cooks if he has, like, people over. Otherwise, he orders food. He says that he can't motivate himself to cook for himself. He can only do it, like, socially.
I kind of
See
get
that,
that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things.
Although,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't.
I guess there's a lot of things where it's just like, fuck, I don't want to do this, but like if there's people coming over or people over, it's like, well, shit, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
No, apparently he says that he likes cooking, but he's like, oh, but if there's no one to cook for, like, oh. And I'm just like, Johnny, why did you pay for HelloFresh then and just don't cook any of it? Just Darian ends up throwing it away.
Okay, well, that's a little bit much.
Because that was during quarantine. Like, he signed up for HelloFresh and then just like rarely ever cooked it because he's like, oh well, you know, no one's home.
It takes a lot of work, but yeah. He didn't cook it for Darian?
No, because Darian usually had work on the days that like Johnny was home.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of like those things where their schedules didn't match up, so he just didn't cook it.
Yeah, but
And-
he could have cooked it and left a plate with a note being like, just for you.
Well, no, because then
With a heart.
he needs them
Heart.
there while he's cooking, apparently. He's very specific because
Oh,
I
that
brought up
goes.
all of that.
Dropping some Warrior Cats lore.
Warrior Cats lore. I always like see those books at, like, I don't know, like a
Yeah.
Books a Million or something next to like Redwall and stuff, and I'm like, I always thought they were the same franchise. I'm sure people would be
That's
upset.
okay. I don't know how you would do that, but sure.
Well, one has realistic cats on the
Look,
cover,
I
and
do
the
know
other
it
one has
all.
realistic mice or rats. mice on the cover, so it just seemed like the realistic fantasy adventure animal franchise.
Is Warrior Cat that old? Did I just miss it? Because Redwall's fairly old.
think Warrior
I
Cats
missed
is
both, so there
I
we go.
Okay.
Neither are anime,
Because
so I
Redwall
didn't.
had like, hey, Redwall had an
Wow.
animated television
What
show.
more? Actually,
It did, and I missed that actually. I've heard there's some
You
like
were
cool
too
staff
young.
members on that one, so it might be worth checking out someday. But one day. There's too many other shit I have to like watch.
Yeah, like Hunter x Hunter.
I'm not gonna watch Hunter x
like
Hunter. I would
Ghost
read it.
Game.
And if I watched if I watched an adaptation, it would be the 90s
Would you
one.
watch Ghost?
Because I like the staff members on the
You hateful,
90s.
you hateful
version.
person.
How is that hateful?
You hateful person. I understand it because the 90s definitely had a cool style. Because they only cover up to York New.
Oh, okay.
I guess there was an OVA with Great Island, or it was part of it. Maybe I don't
Oh,
remember,
okay.
but like
I mean, but the art design of the 90s
best
one
arc
is
wasn't
just
even
better.
touched on because it wasn't done yet.
Like,
It is, but like,
so I would be like watching that not for like the contents as an adaptation, but actually just for the art design and like animation itself. Kind of like the 90s Berserk adaptation.
mhm.
Where it's like, this isn't like a great adaptation, but damn, that art design's real good on its own. It's just not very Berserk.
Uh-huh.
Oh fuck, that's.
So do you also? So what are your opinions on Full Metal Alchemist, the original versus Brotherhood? Do you have opinions?
I do. I guess they're spicy. I don't know.
I want to hear them.
It's so complicated. I feel like they're both incredibly compromised adaptations to the point to where like I would never recommend either. Since the original one is a really good adaptation of like the first third of the manga and is compromised for the rest. But then like Brotherhood isn't a good adaptation of the first third. So either way, like you're missing story elements no matter which adaptation you choose. As for the
So
production,
you start with one and you switch to the other?
you can, but that just seems so annoying. that it seems wrong to recommend a show like that, if you know what I mean. And as far as the productions go, Brotherhood has the better key animation, but the original adaptation just has the far better art design, character designs, color design, like everything's like design-wise the original one's so much better than Brotherhood, but Brotherhood has the more stellar like actual animation.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've gotten because I haven't actually seen Brotherhood, but I did watch the original, but not all the way through.
Yeah.
I just really liked how moody it was, and apparently Brotherhood doesn't really have that as much.
It's flat color.
Yeah.
So it has none of the cool lighting tricks that they use in the original adaptation. And they do that so that the animation can be
That's-
the way that it is. So I
mean,
get it
if
on that
was
front.
effective,
But,
help them get it done. That's fair.
it's one of those things where they sacrifice
Yeah.
the cinematography and design of the series just for
Yeah, that makes sense.
better for animation with more frames. I wouldn't say better, just because it's a different direction as far as how you do an animated production. Like the 2003 adaptation really pushes like its cinematography and color design in order to make scenes hit the way that they want, while the 2000, is it 9 or 10, something like that,
Yeah.
decided to push movement to carry its story sometimes, but not all the time. Uh, so it's one of those things where I almost have to go like, if you want the story, you just read the manga. If you want to watch like the anime for the different types of production, then you do the one you're more interested in. But
Okay.
which I know isn't like
That's
not what
fair.
people want to hear. They want to hear like one's better than the other, or this is how you watch it, and it's like, oh, sorry, that's.
I feel like recently your opinion is actually fairly common. Not common, but like it's more of a consensus than it was like when Brotherhood was first coming out, and probably the first couple of years after that.
Yeah, because people were just like, well, Brotherhood's the superior one, and I'm like, it's different. Because I stopped watching Brotherhood after like
Yeah.
3 episodes because I'm like, this is bad. Like the way the storytelling done is bad. Because they're just like they're covering like volumes worth of material within like a couple episodes. Because they're like, oh, we already adapted it, and I'm like, no, like you
Yeah.
make this like a thing you can consume on its own. Also, the first adaptation had the better openings and ending themes, but you know.
I mean, yeah, that's another thing.
you
Where I
you
just,
can't
like,
beat
I really
Rewrite.
like
It's
that.
so good.
You know, Diesel, I'm not calling him basic this time. I will, if I'm calling him basic, you'll know. This is me saying, actually, I don't know what I'm saying with this. It's a consensus thing, but it's not necessarily the same as basic.
Because most of the people I
Like, he's
talk to
like-
usually still have like a hard. They either like the original or they like like the first adaptation over like Brotherhood or vice versa. Like
Yeah.
at least in my experience. So I'm used to getting yelled at over like, what do you mean you don't like Brotherhood, or what do you mean you don't think the original one's perfect? And I'm like, guys. Really? Like Full Metal Alchemist is the thing you're gonna die on?
Yeah.
Like I know it's like considered the #1 anime here in America, but
Is it?
yeah, it's like the most
I don't even
popular
There
know
was
what
a
it
TV
is, to be
time.
honest.
I thought Demon Slayer overtook it.
In like modernized sales, yes, but like
Okay.
though most of the people that I know that like Demon Slayer are like 22 or younger, so
My
I don't know
boyfriend
what the
really
Full
loves
Metal
Demon
Alchemist
Slayer.
is.
Yeah.
it was big in 2003. So
Yes.
it was like the anime that people watched for like a 5-year period. So kind of one of those things where it just has a long legacy in the English market. Then it was promoted everywhere here. Like even before it started airing its adaptation, like it was in magazines, on like advertisement shits everywhere. It was so much. Oh, did Discord conk out on me?
No,
Oh, okay.
unless it did.
I don't know. It was on like the red bar for a minute, so
Yeah, that happens.
I'm always like, is it?
How about that One Punch Man? It's pretty good.
One Punch Man's fine.
Never seen it.
I don't have strong feelings towards it. Season 2 is pretty bad though.
I feel like that's too popular for me to watch it.
Oh, yeah. But you like Moomin Red, right?
He's a fun like gag
Based
character.
off your favorite TV show.
I wouldn't say favorite. I do like Kamen Rider a lot, but I kind of like all of those main Toku franchises, so despite the fact that I haven't watched many of the modern ones of recent years. I've been pretty bad about that with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider.
The Super Sentai is like the Power Ranger stuff, right?
Yeah. That's the franchise they license and then use the footage for Power Rangers.
Okay.
Which is an interesting
No.
way to make a show. Not one that I agree with.
Billy-
But
Billy Bob Joe
Oh
has
my
a question.
god, you're
for you.
so bitter.
so my favorite installments all got butchered. I'll get over it eventually.
Yeah, but you still have those original installments.
Not available in America.
Wait, which installments were those?
Are there no like translations anywhere?
Oh, there are fan translations.
Like there's no fan stuff?
Yeah, there's fan subs, so I have that. But like, there's this thing where like Saban Entertainment doesn't want to bring over any of like they're very sparse with what they allow to come over to America because they don't want it interfering with their Power Ranger advertising. So like that's really
Yeah,
annoying.
no, that makes sense.
Because Saban likes to pretend that he actually made like those suit designs and things, which is like, okay, sir. There's been legal issues like all over the place with that. That is definitely like, I used to be really fine with Power Rangers, and there are even installments that I do really like how they adapted some installments is really neat. Like RPM is very neat. Time Force has the luxury of adapting the best installment of Super Sentai, and they adapt it pretty straight. So that's just like a really good television series. But then you have things like Samurai, which is a plague upon this earth.
But it's Samurai Day.
Samurai is
Listen,
really
I
bad.
grew up with Samurai.
Samurai is one of those installments that people point to and go like, see, it's because the Super Sentai is bad or something. Because for Samurai, they Google translated the scripts from Shinkenger and then like changed the character writing to match like American archetypes and called it a day, and like it's really bad.
Okay.
That's really funny. That's such a terrible idea. I can't watch it now.
There's also like I take a little less umbrage with this, but it is like really annoying how in the Japanese version the whole point is they're all part of the family lines of like famous like they're the descendants of the samurai and whatever, like those family branches, and it's kind of jarring that they use the same explanation in Power Rangers and there is one Asian on the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a choice.
And I'm kind of just like, kind of wish you didn't include that, because that just makes this really awkward. It makes me question a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very special.
But most of Power Rangers is pretty okay, and I don't have, like, issue with. It's usually how, like, Saban treats the brand that I really don't like. Like, you had a DLC for Final Fantasy 15 got canceled because of Saban Entertainment, which was a whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, they were gonna put in costumes that were Super Sentai themed, and Saban sued, saying that they were too much like Power Rangers.
Oh, come on.
Oh, isn't Power Rangers just Super Sentai?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's real
Is it all-
dumb.
This just sounds like the Power Ranger. This just sounds like the. This sounds like the Power Rangers version of the Ken Penders.
It's a lot of weird things. Like, Saban's so protective of Power Rangers because of how much of a cash cow it is, that video games that are referencing Super Sentai will get cease and desist
Yeah.
claims because it's too close to Power Rangers. Like, and Saban will sue them. So that's not great. So it's most of those issues that I have.
This is silly.
Though I'm kind of glad that my favorite Super installment they skipped.
Yeah, that sounds like
So I didn't have to worry
Asian
about
Ken
it.
Penders.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
What?
It's a whole thing. Like how Saban does all that stuff.
That just sounds like Power Rangers Ken Penders. So.
Yeah.
Like how they're just like they see just like how protective they are of it, to the point where like anything that they feel is too similar, they feel like jeopardizes it.
Yeah, but it's not like they created it. Like that's kind of the issue people have with Saban doing this.
Eh.
It's like, you technically don't
Really